For all of human history, we have pondered the great mystery of our final moments. What does it feel like? What happens to us as we take our last breath? We often imagine this time with a sense of fear or uncertainty, a journey into the great unknown. Yet the process of dying, especially in its final hour, is not a dramatic event filled with struggle. Instead, it is a quiet, natural, and often peaceful shutting down of the body's systems. It is the final chapter of a long story, a gradual release rather than a sudden ending. Understanding this process can bring comfort and a return to simple rest. This final hour is full of slow physical change, like a sunset painting the sky. Think of the body as a machine that's run for decades. In the final hour, it doesn't break. It follows an orderly shutdown. We'll walk through the final hour together, step by step, 60 minutes. Not a story of sadness, but of biology and profound peace. At the start of this final hour, about 60 minutes before the moment of passing, the body has already entered a deep state of rest. The person is likely unconscious or drifting in and out of a sleep-like state. This is not like ordinary sleep. It is a profound unresponsiveness as the brain conserves energy. The need for food has long since passed. The need for water has long since passed. The body focuses remaining resources on critical tasks like breathing and keeping the heart beating a little longer. Circulation begins to slow down significantly. The heart starts to beat with less force. Blood is not pushed as effectively to the hands. The fingers may start to feel cool to the touch. The skin may begin to show subtle color changes. Hands and feet may take on a slightly bluish or purplish tint, mottling. It might look alarming, but it is painless and expected. Holding their hand, even if it feels cool, can still be a source of connection and comfort. This is a time of quiet observation, of being with someone as they begin the final gentle descent. As we move closer to the end, about 45 minutes before death, the body sinks into an even deeper state of repose. The person is almost certainly unconscious now. The brain is slowing its activity, electrical signals are fading. This is a protective mechanism. The body is now operating on its most basic automatic functions. The heart continues to beat, the lungs continue to breathe. These actions are getting weaker and less consistent. Physical changes grow more pronounced. Coolness in the hands and feet, spreading up the arms and legs. The person's blood pressure drops steadily. The heart is not pumping as strongly. Family may notice a waxy, pale face due to reduced blood flow to the skin. Facial muscles are relaxed. The jaw may fall open slightly. The eyes may be partially open, but they are not seeing. The brain is no longer processing visual input. Breathing may start to change. It can become more irregular, shallow breaths then slightly deeper ones. This is not a sign of struggle. The body is doing what it can with its remaining energy. A sacred time of waiting and watching as the body prepares for its final release. With about half an hour remaining, the most noticeable changes often relate to breathing. The rhythm becomes more irregular and unpredictable. Rapid, shallow breaths. Pauses where breathing seems to stop for several seconds. Called Cheyne-Stokes respiration. These pauses can alarm family members. It may seem they've taken their final breath, then breathing resumes. Gurgling or rattling sounds may occur while breathing, often called the death rattle. Scarier in name than in reality, caused by saliva pooling in the back of the throat. The deeply relaxed person can't swallow or cough to clear it. The sound is air moving over fluids, not choking or pain. The person is unaware and not suffering. Gently turning the head to the side can help drain fluid and quiet the sound. The sense of touch changes profoundly. They may not respond with movement or words, but a gentle touch can still register. A firm, steady touch is often comforting. Body temperature drops as metabolism slows. They may feel cool but are not sensing cold. Blankets comfort the family more than the person. At 30 minutes, the body is in profound shutdown, major organs at their lowest function. As we enter the final 15 minutes, the body is on the very threshold of death. The signs are becoming more definite. The energy that sustained life is almost completely gone. The person is in a deep coma, unresponsive to the outside world. Pauses in breathing are longer and more frequent. Breaths are very shallow, barely perceptible. The body is surrendering to shutting down. The senses are fading completely. Hearing is often thought to be the last to go. Even hearing may now be severed. The eyes may be open but fixed. Pupils do not react to light. The person is no longer seeing. The person is no longer hearing. The person is no longer feeling. They are enclosed in profound silence beyond physical sensation. Skin may look very pale or grayish. Mottling appears on the limbs. A single tear may fall from the eye. This tear is a physical reflex, not sadness. For family, this is the most intense waiting, a time for absolute quiet, for being fully present. In the last 5 minutes of life, something remarkable can sometimes occur. It's not common, but it's actually well documented by families and caregivers. This is often called a surge of energy or terminal lucidity. After a long period of being unconscious and unresponsive, the person may suddenly become alert. They might open their eyes, look around the room, even recognize their loved ones. They may speak a few words, offer a clear and meaningful message, simply give a look of recognition and love. This moment of clarity can be a profound and beautiful gift for the family, a final, unexpected connection. This surge is not a sign of recovery. It's kind of like the last bright flare of a candle before it goes out. This lucid interval is usually very brief, lasting only a few moments or a couple of minutes at most. It is a fleeting and precious window. If this surge does not happen, the body simply continues its slow and steady decline. In the final minute of life, the body's systems have all but ceased to function. The heart is now beating so weakly it can no longer sustain blood pressure. The pulse is likely undetectable at the wrist. The pulse is likely undetectable at the neck. The life-sustaining flow of oxygenated blood to the brain has slowed to a mere trickle and is about to stop completely. All the energy that has powered a lifetime of thoughts, movements, feelings is now gone. The body is at the very edge of its existence, poised for the final moment of stillness. It is a state of absolute tranquility, the culmination of the gentle shutdown process. The breathing now becomes a series of quiet, agonal breaths or gasps. These are not conscious breaths. The person is not struggling. They are simply letting go of the last physical tie to life. At this point, the person is beyond our comprehension. Not thinking, not feeling, not dreaming. The body has done its final work, carried the person through life, and now releases them. This is not fear or pain, but ultimate peace. The body's final quiet surrender. The moment of death is not a dramatic event. It is quiet, subtle, and often imperceptible. It arrives with the last faint exhalation of breath. After the final shallow gasp, there is a pause. This time it is not followed by another breath. The heart gives its last flutter and then stops. All circulation ceases. Life has ended. They simply become still. Their facial muscles relax completely, which can give their features a smooth, peaceful appearance. The final hour of life, when observed with understanding, is not a time of fear and turmoil. It is a natural biological process, a gentle and orderly shutdown of the body's systems, the final act in the play of life. Understanding this process can transform our perception of death. For those present with a dying loved one, this knowledge can be immense comfort. It allows caregivers and family members to provide the most meaningful support, a calm presence, a gentle touch, a loving, peaceful environment. We enter with a cry, we often leave in silence. This final silence is a state of profound peace. In the end, the story of our final hour is letting go, the incredible, complex, wonderful story of being alive.